Hi, hello, and welcome back, everybody, to Nekopara Volume 1. Last time we found out that Kishao had overworked himself a little bit and had a bit of chronic fatigue. And so we shall continue on. I'm leaving it to you. Chocolate, vanilla, says Shigure. Okay, leave it to us, says Chocolate. Two cat girls with bells are here, so there is nothing to fear, says Vanilla. That's true, says Shigure. I'm counting on both of you, she says. In that case, Nisama, I'll see you tomorrow, she says. Yeah, sorry I can't see you out. I'll see you later, says Kishao. Shigure gave a little wave of her hand as the door closed, hiding her from view. Says Kishao. I sank into the nearby sofa. Now that Shigure was gone, I could drop the front I had been putting up to keep her from worrying. Master, are you okay? Asked Chocolate. Master, are you okay? Asked Vanilla. I'm fine, says Kishao. It was just tiring to be standing, that's all, he says. Chocolate and Vanilla both looked at me worriedly. I forced a smile as I answered. Don't make those faces now, says Kishao. Once I sleep a little, I'll be better. Don't worry, he says. Shigure said so too, didn't she? Asked Kishao. I petted both of their heads. But are you sure you don't need to go to the clinic? Asked Chocolate. We've covered this during the bell exam. If someone can't move, you should call an ambulance, says Vanilla. It's not bad enough for that, okay? Asked Kishao. Plus, we finally got customers that come here now, he says. How would it look if an ambulance stopped in front of the bakery, he asked. Master, says Chocolate. Master, says Vanilla. Their faces, already clouded with worry, darkened more. Their mouths were slightly agape as if to say more, but they swallowed their words and bowed their heads. Chocolate is sorry we don't understand complicated things, says Chocolate. Even if we have bells, we don't quite understand all human feelings, says Vanilla. Don't be silly, says Kishao. It's not something you need to apologize for, he says. I pulled the two close as their faces became tearful. I hated not being able to put my feelings into words. Holding them to my chest, I squeezed them tightly. We can't do anything. But we'll be with you, says Chocolate. Just like Master was with us before, she says. Master is suffering so much, yet all we can do is watch. It hurts, says Vanilla. If there's anything I can do, I'll do it. Please, tell me, says Vanilla. They tightly squeezed back. Their honest feelings were warm, like the heat from their bodies. But cat girls are clever enough to become family, and even lovers to humans, says Shigure. I think there would be a feeling of sadness to not be relied upon, says Shigure. Ah, I understand. Family, partners, they might be something like this, thinks Kishao. I close my eyes, savoring the warmth of my beloved cat girls. If I wasn't careful, I might break down crying, from the pure kindness that filled my heart. Then stay by my side, says Kishao. If the two of you are with me, that's enough, he says. Yes, says Chocolate. You don't even have to mention it, she says, even if you told us to leave. We still wouldn't go, says Vanilla. They hugged me even more tightly, and I hugged them back with all my strength. Ah, thank you, says Kishao. I am no longer just one person. I need to get well quickly so I don't worry them any more than I already have. With that foremost in my mind, I lost track of time. Says Kishao. Master, are you okay? Asked Chocolate. Master. 39 degrees Celsius. Master, your fever is getting worse, says Vanilla. And Master had just fallen asleep. He looks like he's suffering so much, says Chocolate. The medicine. They said not to give him any more until tomorrow morning, says Vanilla. The clock had just struck midnight. All we could do, as Master groaned in pain, was wipe his face with a towel and hold his hands for comfort. What do we do? Asked Chocolate. Just what do we do? She asked. We can't do anything, says Vanilla. It's frustrating, she says. Chocolate. Vanilla, says Kishao. Chocolate is here. Chocolate is here, says Chocolate. Me too, says Vanilla. Vanilla is here too. I'm right by your side, she says. No matter how much we wanted to help, there was nothing we could do. It was so frustrating we wanted to cry. That big, strong hand we had always relied upon gripped ours back weakly now. It was heartbreaking. Let's go to the clinic and bring the doctor back, says Chocolate. We're not supposed to call an ambulance, but just a doctor should be fine, right, asks Chocolate. Yeah, says Vanilla. I was thinking the same thing, she says. As for a nearby clinic, says Vanilla. Ah, there's that one nearby, says Chocolate. When you don't have medicine, you go next door, right? She asks. Human civilization is set up to be really convenient, isn't it? Asks Chocolate. It's right next to the drugstore we always go to, right? Asks Chocolate. Yeah, says Vanilla. If Master is suffering this much, we should go, she says. Nodding together, we stood up. Sorry, Master, says Chocolate. We must disobey you, she says. We'll apologize a ton after. But we can't just sit here while someone we love is suffering, says Vanilla. Just wait, Master, says Chocolate. We'll call a doctor soon, she says. Chocolate, are you okay? Asked Vanilla. Holding hands, we ran through the park. We were short of breath, struggling and stumbling, but we didn't stop. We had to get to the clinic as quickly as possible. With that in the forefront of our hearts, we ran without stopping. Yeah, Chocolate is okay, says Chocolate. Never mind that, she says. We need to hurry. Yeah. Hang on, Chocolate, says Vanilla. Just a bit farther. Just a bit more. And then we can go back to Master, says Vanilla. It's closed, says Vanilla. No way, says Chocolate. After we came all this way, she asked. What do we do now, asked Chocolate. Chocolate doesn't know. Chocolate doesn't know. We don't know any other clinics. And there aren't any people on the street to ask, says Vanilla. We can't just go back like this, says Vanilla. What should we? We gripped each other's hands tightly in worry. Looking up at the cold shutters, we chewed our lips in concern. What are you two doing there? Asked the police officer. Ah, Miss Policewoman, says Chocolate. Where's the closest open clinic? She asked. Master is in trouble. So we wanted to get a doctor, says Chocolate. The clinic is closed and we don't know what to do, says Vanilla. Your master is, asked the police officer. That's quite a problem, but, she says. Where are your bells? You don't have them, she asked. We touched our necks where she pointed. We always wear them, says Chocolate. But they would have made noise while we were looking after Master, so we took them off, she says. I'm going to have to ask the two of you to come with me, says the police officer. You can go home as soon as we get in touch with your master, okay? She asked. We have a home. It's not a lie, we really do, says Chocolate. Chocolate has to go home and bring home a doctor for Master, says Chocolate. Master is suffering, so we have to go home, says Vanilla. We can't go. Please understand, she says. I'm sorry, says the police officer, but a lot of runaway catgirls have told us stories like that, she says. And catgirls have been involved in criminal activity more lately, says the police officer. So we have to bring in any catgirls not wearing bells, she says. We'll do just a quick ID check and then call your master, okay, she asked. We told you, our bells are at home, says Vanilla. If you passed your bell exam, you should know that you're supposed to call an ambulance in an emergency, says the police officer. We do remember that from the bell exam, says Chocolate. But Master said we couldn't call one, she says. Because we live in a bakery, says Vanilla. And the customers would get worried. Yes, I understand, says the police officer. So we'll just have your master come pick you two up. Master said he was relying on Chocolate and Vanilla, says Chocolate. So Chocolate and Vanilla have to go back to Master, says Chocolate. Master said to stay with him. We promised we'd stay with him, says Vanilla. So we can't go. We need to go back to Master, says Vanilla. I understand, says the police officer. We'll let you go home soon, so just hurry along with me, alright? She asked. No. Chocolate will only go back to Master, says Chocolate. I'm sorry, but just this once. I absolutely refuse, says Vanilla. The law is the law, says the police officer. I have no choice but to bring you two in, she says. Chocolate, Vanilla, says Kashao. Master, why? Asked Chocolate. Master, why are you? Asked Vanilla. Says Kashao. I woke up and you two were gone, he says. What were you doing? Jeez. He says. My shoulders were shaking and my breathing was ragged. As I fought to keep my vision from wavering, I checked that they were both safe. Leaving your important bells behind, says Kashao. What would you do if something happened? Really, he says. Now that I knew Chocolate and Vanilla were okay, I fought to keep my knees from buckling. But, says Chocolate, we thought that this time we had to protect Master, says Vanilla. I know that's silly. I'm not mad, says Kashao. Taking the gold and silver bells from my pocket, I handed each of them over to Chocolate and Vanilla. I'm mad that you made me worry for no reason, though, he says. But Master looked like he was in pain, says Chocolate. We couldn't just stand there, she says. Master was in pain. We couldn't do anything, and that hurt, says Vanilla. Because we're family. We're your cat-panions. We wanted to do something. While holding back tears in their eyes, they looked up at me, struggling to speak. It's natural to worry about family. I know that, says Kashao. It's the same way with you two. I couldn't help it, he says. Master, says Chocolate. Master, says Vanilla. Geez, you two made a sick person worry, says Kashao. Chocolate is sorry. She is sorry for making you worry, Master, says Chocolate. Sorry. Master. Sorry, says Vanilla. I know, it's okay now, says Kashao. So don't cry, he says. Master. Master, says Chocolate. Master. Master, says Vanilla. Their small shoulders shaking, they repeatedly wiped their eyes. I pet my precious cat girls with all the love I had in me. I've seen their bells, so I'm going to head out now, says the police officer. I'm sorry my cat girls caused you so much trouble, says Kashao. We watched as the police officer walked into the distance. We then slowly turned to go home. Let's go back to our home, Chocolate, Vanilla, says Kashao. Yes. Let's go home, Master, says Chocolate. Yeah. Let's all go home, says Vanilla. As I leaned on the shoulders of a tearfully smiling Chocolate and Vanilla, the three of us headed back to our home. I kind of figured as much, with how serious things were getting. Well, boys, surprisingly enough, looks like that's it. I thought we had a little bit more time than this, but nope, looks like we're already done. Fantastic. Nekopara, that's the good stuff. Alright. But, yeah. No worries, boys. No worries at all. I have already obtained all the other other versions of Nekopara already as well, so the only thing that I haven't decided upon is whether or not I'm going to continue straight on to Nekopara Volume 2, or if I'm gonna give myself a break. But, I guess we'll see. Who knows? Yeah, I'll figure it out next week whenever I decide to record. If I do decide to do something different, it'll only probably be the one project in between. Yeah, so basically if I do choose something different, whenever that's finished, we'll immediately come back to Volume 2. Which I am 100% excited for. If I don't, it'll more than likely, if I don't come back with Nekopara Volume 2 next week, it'll more than likely be another visual novel type as well. Oh, no. It's not. I'm over here talking like we're done forever, and nope. Well, alright, boys, I guess I'll be seeing you next week. As always, I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time for more Nekopara Volume 1.